Okay, the last video, Jackie Robinson's career. I've looked at every season from 1947 to 1956, 10 years in the league. He makes the Baseball Hall of Fame. Ken Arzon here, Vista, California, Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. This video, the 1956 season for Jackie Robinson. 117 games. His last year. He's 37 years old. 357 at bats, 61 runs. 61 runs scored. 98 hits in 117 games. Not even a hit a game. Wonder if he was pinch hitting. Maybe he wasn't getting 4 at bats. Getting 1 or 2 at bats here and there. So 98 hits in 117 games. 15 doubles, 2 triples, 10 homers, 43 RBIs. Bats 275 in his last season. On base 382, 412 slugging, 147 total bases. So his career is over. But it's not his last at bat in the 1956 regular season. He plays in the World Series in 1956 for the 6th time. They've been in the World Series 1947, 49, 52, 53, and then 55 and 56. 1955 season, they win it. Brooklyn Dodgers, 4-3 over the Yankees. 1956, they get back there again, and they go 7 games again. But they lose to the Yankees, 4-3. Jackie had 24 at-bats, 6 hits. He had a homer in that World Series, 2 RBIs, had a double, bet 250. So his career is over. His World Series numbers, he was in 6 of them. They lost 5. He had 137 at-bats in the World Series. How about that in 6 years? He got 22 runs scored, 32 hits, 7 doubles, 1 triple. He had 2 homers in the 6 World Series, 12 RBIs, 6 stolen bases. He batted .234 overall in 6 World Series. So he's got a title under his belt, the 1955 World Series. Let's look at his overall career. 1,416 games in 10 years. Not bad. He played over 100 games every year he was in the league, from 1947 to 1956. 100 games plus. 4,997 at-bats. It'd been nice if he had gotten 5,000 on the nose, right? 4,997 at-bats. Gets 972 runs scored. That's a good amount in 10 years. 1,000 runs almost in 10 years. He had 6 100-run scored seasons, another one 99. So 7 out of the 10, close to 100 runs scored seasons. Good. 1,563 hits in 10 years. That's an average of about 156 hits a year. His high was 203 hits. He had a 185, and he had a couple of 170s. So only 1 200-hit season in 10 years. 286 doubles, 55 triples, 141 homers in 10 years, 761 RBIs. He had 200 stolen bases his career. How about that? 200 on the nose. 291 walks. No, 291 strikeouts in 10 years. It's a good percentage. Low percentage of strikeout per at-bat. 756 walks. Yeah, one season he walked 106 times. His on-base percentage, I like this one. .410 career. 40% of the time is a good number to get on base. He was .410. .313 career batting average. I'm counting 6 years out of the 10 over 300. His high was 342. He won the MVP award 1949. And he won the batting title also that year, 342. He also had a 338 one year. 477 slugging, 2,382 total bases. How can we evaluate Jackie Robinson's career? The number that stands out to me is 1,563 hits in 10 years. If he had played 20 years, double the hits, right? That's 3,000 hits. He was on pace if he had played 20 years. He was the kind of a player that could have reached 3,000 hits if he had played 20 years. The problem was he started his career 28 years old and then he stopped at age 37. If he had played from age 20 to 40, put up good numbers and averaged 150 hits per year for those 20 years, he could have reached 3,000 hits. I think also his batting average could have been higher because if he had started at age 20, 21, 22, those are prime years. You're young, you're vibrant. He may have gotten more 200 hit seasons if he had played the whole year in that age, from age 20 to 27. But he didn't get the opportunity to play. Man. So he starts his career 28, stops at 37. He did not, when the Dodgers moved to LA, 1958 season, I guess it was, he didn't go. He didn't go and play for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He was a Brooklyn Dodger 10 years. So how can we evaluate Jackie Robinson's career? Good. He makes the Baseball Hall of Fame. He's one of two players, 10 years of service, making the Baseball Hall of Fame. The other guy, Ross Youngs, played 10 years. He died after his 10th year, and the writers elected him to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Ross Youngs, he was an interesting character. I've covered him on my YouTube channel. Ross Youngs. Let me pull him up here. Here he is. He played from 1917 through 1926. He started at age 20, but he died at age 30. Did you know that? He had some kind of kidney infection. And that was 1927 he died. But he made the Baseball Hall of Fame. He has a 322 career batting average. He had 1,491 career hits. Jackie Robinson, 10 years, 1,563, right? Yeah, 1,563. Did he deserve the Baseball Hall of Fame for 10 years of service? I don't know. There are a lot of other players who play 18 to 20 years, and they have more hits and more accomplishments, and they're not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. So they elected Jackie Robinson. He was the first Negro to play in the leagues. I fault the commissioner of baseball and just who's ever running baseball from 1900 through 1947. They're at fault for not including the Negro League players. I would have loved to have seen Satchel Paige, Josh Gibson, some of those guys play in the leagues during the 1900s, 1910s, 20s, 30s, and 40s. I would have loved to have seen that. So baseball screwed it up during those years. Also, I blame Congress, the United States Congress, and the presidents of the United States from 1900 to 1947. Where was your voice? You could have gotten on a platform and said, "Hey, let the Negroes play in the big leagues." Where was Congress, the members of the Senate, the House of Representatives? Speak up. And baseball, the commissioner, whoever, Landis, I don't like that guy. Kennesaw Mountain Landis, I didn't like that guy at all. Did you? Why didn't you let the Negroes play? So Jackie Robinson, he could have gotten 3,000 hits if he had played at age 20 through age 40. Does he deserve the Baseball Hall of Fame? Well, his numbers are not that great. Come on. 313 career, 1,563 hits. Is that enough? They let him in because he broke the color barrier. And he was a good player. That 313 career batting average and the 410 career on base. But how about some of the other guys who play 18 to 20 years? They have 2,500, 2,600 hits. They're batting over 300. They have 1,000 RBIs. They have 1,000 runs scored. They contributed to the success of their teams. A lot of those guys are not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. But Jackie Robinson and Ross Youngs, both of them, 10 years in the league, get in. They hold the record. Fewest years played getting into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Do I agree with it? I accept it. I just like it to be fair for everybody, right? As far as, do you deserve the Baseball Hall of Fame? Is 10 years enough? If I was a guy that played 20 years and I had 2,500 hits and they didn't elect me to the Baseball Hall of Fame, I'd be mad at that, wouldn't you? If I had 1,200 runs scored and I had 1,200 career RBIs and my batting average was 313, just like Jackie Robinson, can I get into the Baseball Hall of Fame? What's the criteria there? Is it the numbers? Is it the player? Could be. Jackie was a good player, but only 10 years of service. All right, we're done with Jackie Robinson. Good player. It's interesting looking over his career. Okay, what I like to do when I finish someone's career and seasons covering it, I like to recap what I've done in the past. Starting with episode 1001, I have covered all these guys' seasons and box scores. And all these players have one thing in common. They all have a 300 or better career batting average. Here are the players I've covered. Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, Lou Gehrig, Stan Musial, Tris Speaker, Rogers Hornsby, Ted Williams, Tony Gwynn, Ed Delonte, George Sisler, Jesse Burkett, Joe Jackson, Willie Keeler, Billy Hamilton, Harry Heilman, Joe DiMaggio, Bill Terry, Lefty O'Doul, Dave Orr, Dan Brothers, Pete Browning, Nap Lajoie, Al Simmons, Sam Thompson, Cap Hansen, Jimmy Fox, Honus Wagner, Willie Mays, Henry Aaron, Hank Greenberg, Hugh Duffy, Eddie Collins, Paul Wainer, Lloyd Wainer, Chuck Klein, Sam Rice, Roberto Clemente, Henny Manouche, Pete Rose, Rod Carew, Kirby Puckett, Ross Youngs, Joe Medwick, Joe Sewell, Earl Averill, Richie Ashburn, Charlie Gehringer, Mel Ott, and now I just finished Jackie Robinson. Who's next? I can pick a lot of guys, but I'm going to stick with guys 300 or career batting average and guys who have unique accomplishments in their career. All right? So there's a ton of guys I can cover. But there's a guy that kind of interests me. He's not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. But he did something similar to Jackie Robinson and Ross Youngs. Played 10 years in the league. So this will be a quickie. We'll go over his seasons. He's old school, 1883 to 1892. His name, Tip O'Neill. Now, why would I cover Tip O'Neill? 326 career batting average, and he has some seasons that are remarkable, and that's what I like to look at. Guys who accomplish something unique. So we'll look at Tip O'Neill next. He's got 10 years, and then after that, we'll go to another player. Just for the fun of it, okay? Talk to you later. I'm out.